Hello, good morning. It says we are live, and I just got the notification on my phone, so that's good news. I hope everyone is doing well this morning, afternoon, evening, or night. I'm going to let my co hosts introduce themselves, and then I will introduce myself because I know we're also streaming on Hanania's YouTube channel, which is awesome. Thank you, StreamYard, for the new feature. So, Esther, why don't you take it away?
Yes. Hi, I'm Esther Marie Andujar. I am a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid author. I am also the author of Marina the Vampire, which is a serialized paranormal romance through Kindle Vella and Coffee. And yeah, it's the morning and it is April. Why I do this to myself. Good morning. Uh, Anya.
All right, I'll go next. So I'm Hanania. If you're on my channel, then hey, welcome. If you're on Sarah's channel, then also hey. I am a writer who posts videos twice on YouTube a week, and then I am currently working on a historical romance project for camp. I am 1/3 of the 3 Writing Amigas podcast, which you can find linked on my channel, and it's on YouTube and everywhere else you can find podcasts. So be sure to check out that. And then I am going to be published in June as a short story will be published in an anthology. So that is very exciting. And that will be my first ever publication. So that obviously gets me very excited. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Bravo.
Thank
It's
you.
the first. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the first. It's so exciting. I am Natalie Locke. I am a full-time mom, full-time employee who decided writing needed to impede my sleep because the other two didn't enough. So if you see me yawning, it's not y'all, I swear. But my website, natalielockeBooks.com, has a few of my God, what are they called? Like flashes. There we go. That's what I do. It's in the right below my name. Flash fictions. That's been my deal, and I've really been enjoying it because I can explore multiple genres with it, as well as in Flash Fiction Live, which usually airs every Saturday, but today we're going to air today at 12 on Chandra's channel. We're doing a catch-up day.
Okay, so we will try not to run over.
Yeah. I appreciate it. It's okay. I can jump off if need be. But it's an entire catch-up day on Chandra's channel of whatever you're trying to catch up on, not just flash fiction and such. But we are in this state of finding inspiration from anywhere. So I had my husband take a random picture, and that was Chandra's inspiration. Her significant other took a picture and she sent it to me. Reaching into your junk drawer in the kitchen and just writing with whatever you pull out, like anything, it can inspire a story. And that's what we're trying to prove, really.
I love that. And I am apparently unprepared this morning, so let me go grab the books before I do my introduction.
Zara has many things that she has accomplished over the years.
Okay, I wasn't grabbing the books that I have self-published. That is not what this channel is for.
Oh, okay.
But my name is Zara Hoffman. If you don't know who I am, I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, a small publishing company dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. Our first title, The Legionnaire, is now coming out October 3rd, 2023. Things are shifting on the back end. Made a post yesterday on Instagram, Twitter, Ko-fi, and Hive. I think I hit all of them. And the official website blog, saying that actually please don't pre-order the book if you haven't already yet, because things are changing. I've removed the links from the website to try and prevent that. Because if you pre-order now, it will not count, basically, once some stuff switches over. So the best way to support The Legionnaire and Down the Well, which is coming out December 5th of this year, is to add them on your Goodreads TBRs, because your friend circle on Goodreads, and if you've also linked it to Facebook, they will see so-and-so added title to their list, and it's great for word of mouth. So please do that if you are interested in new adult sword and sorcery fantasy and or young adult portal fantasy. So I'm also realizing, oh, I just tried to click something and it completely went away. I don't know. I had set up a layout so that we'd actually see the website above our heads, and now it's gone. So StreamYard, I don't know what's up. But yeah, okay. Let's see.
StreamYard's a finicky bunch.
There we go.
I mean, they're great. Please don't knock.
Yeah.
I already get kicked off enough.
StreamYard.
No, I mean StreamYard, or actually, I think it's my internet, not really StreamYard.
There we go. That's what I wanted. So inimitablepooks.com and our Ko-fi page.
There we go.
I just noticed that. My bad. So Jessica was here early. I was late. They were on time. I was late. Apologies, everyone. But
I was
Jessica
like 10 seconds before you, so sorry. I can't take credit for being on time.
Jessica was here early compared to even when we were supposed to start. So thank you. Good day, everyone. Don't forget to like the stream, grab water or coffee. Yes, I have water, smart water for the electrolytes during this surgery recovery. And back up your work. Yes, back up your work before you start making any changes. But then also remember to do that in between each sprint. And I will hopefully remember to put the ticker up to remind people of that. Shannon is here through Hanania's channel. And then Regina's here. Our eyes are not quite open, but I can listen to chat. Thank you, Regina. Let's see. Jabria is here. Hello. Starting the day with some words. A strong mug of tea. Ooh, what flavor of tea? I'm curious. And some banana bread. Sounds delicious. Anne is here. Hello. Hannah. Dreaming Truth Author is here through Hanania's channel. Shannon is also live streaming, but leaving this up for watch time. I feel like our streams always overlap, and I do apologize, Shannon. Laura is here. Hi. And I think, okay, the rest is people just saying hi to each other in chat. We're switching people around because Grayson is here and we'll do his introduction before before we start our first sprint. But to do that, I also need to share the Forest Room code. Now there are more of us, so I can do that.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome.
I almost got a full boat. Actually, if this was a poker hand and we all were aces, which we are, then I mean we'd be fine. Actually, 5 aces can't happen.
I was gonna say, I was like, I think your map is
Wait.
Natalie.
We'll just say we're a royal flush.
Yeah.
I don't mind being a queen.
That's like, I'll take that crown.
Yeah.
Grayson, are you going to introduce yourself?
Sure. What it, everybody? My name is Grayson Wild, and I write with pride. I like diving into fantasy and warm mugs of coffee. What's good, y'all?
Yes. And for those of you who don't know, Grayson designs the maps for Inimitable Books titles. So, beautiful map in the Legionnaire. And trying not to spoil any of the illustrations and down the well. Beautiful map. And what's really cool about this one is that like it's mostly covered by clouds. So in the future books, the more of the map will be uncovered.
Oh, that's a nice little tease.
Yeah. Apologies. Everyone can probably see the crutch standing right next to me. Okay. let's share the forest room code here. If you are new to my live streams, I use the Forest app for productivity, and you can enter a forest room to plant together with people so that if you haven't unlocked a certain tree, you can still get it. I've unlocked all the trees because I've been using this app obsessively since 2020, but I'd also used it a little bit maybe in 2016. So I had a lot of coins saved up, and I was able to just unlock a bunch of trees. If you're unsure of how to do this, I'm going to play a short little tutorial that I made, and please ignore our faces behind it because apparently StreamYard doesn't black out the background when it plays. Tap the flame icon, turn off deep focus, and turn on plant together. Tap on a darkened section of the screen. Join room and enter the code. And the code is here. If you are watching on replay, these codes do not work after the fact. So maybe that's just your sign that you should start coming to these live streams when they're live. But thank you for the replay. Watch hours are great. We're not actually trying to monetize this channel, but watch hours are always appreciated all the same. And the code is, for anyone who needs it read out loud, is 6 Juliet Hotel Papa Papa Quebec Foxtrot Sierra Golf. Yay! Okay. Laya, I think I got your name correctly on the first try in my head. I tried to rhyme it with Maya like you told me. Said, I have no clue how to do it. So, like, yes, please do the clip. So I'm glad that worked out. And Jabria answered my question about the tea. It's a blend called Russian Caravan. It's a black tea with a smoky-ish quality that is super yummy on cold mornings like this. Oh, that does sound delicious.
I like the phrase Russian Caravan. Like, it sounds like a journey. And I'm like, I just want all teas to like sound like a journey or a voyage or something.
Yeah.
So what's everyone working on?
That is always a good question that I always forgot to ask.
It's okay.
I seem to be forever working now on the holiday romance because I want to give it to a couple of people on May so they can read it and tell me what is wrong and where to fix it. I need other eyes to look at it. So I'm like, I need to finish this rewrite and just be like, you give me a list of problems so I can problem solve. So that's what I'm working. It sounds like I'm always working on that, but it eventually stopped. Hopefully.
Eventually, without any timeline. I don't know what that means.
I'm doing map work today, actually.
I'm still working on revisions for my book, so continuing that today.
How far are you in?
I'm in chapter 13 of 33, so really not that far. And I'm not doing that great with my camp goal, but it's fine. We're making progress, and that's all that counts.
That's a third of the way in. That's more than a third of the way in. That's good. Even if you'd been like, I'm in the first chapter, I'd be like, you're starting.
It's progress, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, as you should be.
No matter how big the step is, just recognize you're still moving forward.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard that from something I was watching, and so I can't fully take credit for it. It might have been a TikTok or something. Okay, sorry. We were having a meltdown almost because my daughter was being sweet and making her brother like some breakfast, and then he turns to me and goes, "She didn't give me goldfish." And I'm like, okay, like, sorry, I didn't mean to copy you. All right. What I plan to work on is I'm moving in 3 weeks, and we have a bagster through Waste Management that's picking up on tomorrow And so there's still a few bits of furniture that need to be cleared off, broken down. So I'll be using tools and stuff. So I'm just going to be an avatar because otherwise I think I'll be too distracting. And it will be, guess what words Natalie's saying on mute. So yeah, I'll just be an avatar.
What if people want to get better at their lip reading skills? No.
Well, it's really easy. Sometimes I'm actually on mute talking to the kids, so y'all can work on it during these streams too.
Yeah. No. That's good. I'm excited for you for your move. And I am working on a final proofreading pass on Down the Well. I started it like right before my surgery last week. So I'm not as far in as I wanted to be by any means. I am also about a third of the way in, actually, now that I think about it. So I know it's good progress. It's not where I want it to be. So I'm frustrated.
Same.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Splitting time between my current work in progress and a short story for a contest I'm entering within the next few weeks. That's awesome. Congratulations. Good luck. Hannah, I just realized that I need to leave this code up for some people. So apologies. I'm not going to put up other comments currently. But Hannah says, I'm reading A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R.R. Martin. I don't know what number book that is, but good for you. And then Jessica is working on my Camp Nano project. It's book 2 of my LGBTQIA plus Fae romance series. Love the representation. Hi, Joanne. Asking what everyone's working on today. We actually just went through it. So if you want to rewind a little, probably, you know what? You should probably rewind once the sprint starts. That way you don't miss the start of the sprint. But yes. Cleaning house, Christmas romance. Hananya is working on revising, and I'm working on proofreading someone's book for the company. Is the too long didn't read version of the conversation we just had. Laya is working on today. I'm working on my sci-fi climate fiction. Yes. If I can get myself to focus, that is what these sprints are here to try and help you do. But also there's no shame in coming back at the end of a sprint and being like, I did nothing except ate breakfast and or watched a video that made me happy.
Therefore, it was not nothing. It was self-care.
Yeah, and self-care is
productivity. And even doing nothing is self-care. Just staring at a wall.
Yeah.
Facts.
And Shannon saying, you missed them deciding if they are a full house, all aces, or a royal flush with Esther being the queen. Yeah, that was a moment. Portia's here. Hello. Happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday. I don't know if anyone watching is in a different time zone where it is in fact no longer Sunday. But for most of us, it's Sunday.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking back to those old commercials of Sunday, trucks. And this is where my mind goes.
I'm like, what ads are you seeing?
I lived in the South, so there was monster truck ads, and they were always having a big, like, it taking over an arena and monster truck battle or whatever on Sunday. And it was always a deep voice doing that.
Okay. That makes no sense though, once you're like, it's the South. And I'm like, Portia and Joanne, are either of you planning on entering the force room? Because if not, we'll start the sprint.
Yes, someone remembers the monster truck ads. Thank you.
Yeah, Jabria in the comments.
I'm like, it's not just me. It's not a Mandela effect thing.
Oh.
Well, it actually still could be when it's fever dream if one person, if multiple people, Mandela effect.
Yes. Berenstein Bears. Anyone?
Yes. Of course, also, I just have very poor pronunciation and assume things, so it could be that.
No, everyone said it as Berenstein instead of the Berenstain Bears.
Because Steen in English sounds better than stain.
Yeah. Anyway, Portia, I will replay the tutorial after this sprint, so that you can learn. So maybe during this sprint, download the app, because I set it up years ago and forgot that you need to grant it a lot of permissions for it to be able to function correctly if you ever do want to use deep focus mode. So yeah, maybe during this sprint you can just quickly download it and set that up. Anywho, Regina's saying that she also gets those ads in Nevada. Okay, let's do... It would help if I shared the timer, wouldn't it?
We believe that you started it if you didn't.
No. we have all our co-hosts. I'm going to let Teresa introduce herself, and then we can give our updates of how we did this sprint. Let me take the ticker off and put up the reminder to hydrate, stretch, and back up your work.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. First of all, I want to say sorry for being late.
No, happy to have you.
My internet is acting really weird today. So, but
Just
hi,
hoping it
everybody.
holds.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with it here. It was storming, so that might be the reason why. But hi, everyone. My name is Teresa Beasley. I write under the pen name T.A. Beasley. I'm a thriller author, book reviewer, and podcaster. And I'm happy to be here.
Happy to have you. Okay, now the rapid fire-ish of how we all did. Esther, you're up first because your name is the start. Is the closest to the start of the alphabet we have on screen. Lucky you.
Lucky me. I got 382 words. Scene is coming along.
Woo.
I'm currently working on resizing, so I didn't really get too far.
I'm so sorry. I have a feeling that's my fault. So.
No, it's not you. It's literally the site. It's really annoying me. It's really where we're resizing. It's like, oh, you want to make it like super small? It's like, no, we need to see the map. Please just let me resize it.
Yeah. I owe you. I owe you some sort of compensation for the headache. That is
No, you're
meddling
fine.
with this software.
I got through chapter 13 on the revision stuff, so yay.
Woo.
I was able to clear off the side table and like take a few things to recycling, the recycling bin, and then I got one shelf off, and I almost have the bottom off, but I'm gonna need, I think, like an Allen wrench equivalent. So I'm gonna have to go dig in my husband's tools and guess which size works, because the Phillips head is not gonna complete this project.
And then Teresa, aside from gracing us with your presence, what else did you do during this sprint?
Well, since I came in on the last end of it, I was just getting my outline out and setting up my the chapters that I'm gonna be working on for my book. I'm currently on this book at 38,615 words, so I'm trying to get to 50,000. So,
Like, 50,
and it's a YA thriller.
You want to reach 50,000 just in general, or like by the end of the month for camp?
Oh, by the end of May, that's
Okay.
my deadline to get my 50 to 60,000. But like for this particular sprint, I'm just trying to get at least 500 to 1,000 words in on each sprint.
Okay, yeah. I did not think you wanted 50,000 words in one sprint.
No, I
I
can
would
type
say
fast,
you're
but not
crazy.
that fast.
There are some people on AuthorTube who can do a 10K day like easily.
Oh.
Kahila Harry is one of them, and I'm just like, I don't know how, but I haven't heard of anyone doing 50K in a single day. And you know what? It makes me
if we're
feel a
talking
little
20
bit better.
There was someone who tried a 50K like starting at midnight of November. I can't remember who it was. And
How
they were
close
like,
did they get?
I think they were able to get it. Like they started at midnight and then just wrote. And it was like 24 hours or maybe a little bit over it, but that was their goal. And they admitted, they were like, at the end, it was like, it's not great whatsoever.
Well, your words don't have to be great for NaNoWriMo.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Right.
actually remember years ago, in like 2019, 2020, people would talk about 50K days, and I thought that was a joke. But then they were like, no, we're actually doing it. And that used to scare me.
Okay, I never
Yes.
heard about this thing. That's scary. I had heard, I think Kate had mentioned once, Kate Kavanaugh, for people who are new to AuthorTube and don't know who I'm talking about. I think she had mentioned in a vlog once that someone had like done it in 2 days or 3 days. And I was like, that's crazy. But people do it in 1 day. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
I've seen it on the nano forums, and I'm like, no, I can do a 10K. That's not a huge problem. But more than that, I'm just like, I'm dead.
2,100 words an hour isn't that intense. Speak for yourself, lady. Like for me, that like I am happy if I get 1,000 words in a day. And you know how often that happens when I'm
Right.
actually writing? So rarely. And nowadays I barely write because I'm mostly working on books for the publishing company. That sounds like a complaint. It's not. It's just a fact. I swear. This publishing company is my baby. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna just go through comments really quickly, and then I will put up the Forest Room code for the next sprint, and then I will show the instructions on how to do that. Berenstain or Berenstein multiverses. I always thought it was an interesting discussion. Yeah, it was very weird. Because once someone had said it, I was like, oh, I do remember it saying that. But I also know for a fact that we always said Berenstein. So I think maybe the show said Berenstain. I don't remember. I didn't watch the TV show of it that much, so I don't remember.
Well, and now I wouldn't trust the TV show because I'd be like, the multiverse crossed over and we adopted this other way of saying it. So, of course, all the historical documents would be the other way.
Joanne is working on chapter 7 of my bakery rivals to lovers work in progress, and I'm going to scroll down and see if there's a progress update on that at the end of the sprint. I don't see that one. Okay. Hananya was saying revising buddies. Portia is saying to Grayson, sir, you are the reason I'm up from yesterday and I never slept. Well, that, is concerning, but I also know that Grayson's sleep habits or lack thereof also concern me. So I'm just going to say, I hope you get rest at some point, Portia. And you as well, Grayson. I hope you both get rest at some point. I don't care when it is on the clock. I don't care if it's when everyone else is awake, but I hope that you are getting rest at some point in your lives.
Well, there's a thunderstorm happening, so I'm pretty sure right after this ends, I'm going to go right back to bed because thunderstorms are like that's good sleep right there.
Yes.
Yeah. If I'm not already sleeping when a thunderstorm starts, though, it actually keeps me up. I've learned that recently, and I'm not a fan.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, not because I'm scared, just because it's loud, and I'm like, oh, like I could sleep through a thunderstorm, no problem. But apparently,
the loudness is what makes me sleep because I used to live on Fort Hood and they used to do like bombing practice and stuff like that. And I'm used to hearing that. And when I heard it, it's like, okay, that feels like home. And I go to sleep.
I'm sorry. Hearing the fact that you hear something that reminds you of bombing practice puts you to sleep really concerns me, given how close the planet is to World War III.
I'm a military brat. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Eva came in. Regina said the end of the sprint was perfect timing because finished a doggy chore. Hope the doggies are doing well. Hope you're more awake. And Kay came in. Good morning. I'm so ready to be productive today after a day of zip yesterday. You've been filling out too many forms when you see zip in all caps and you're thinking zip code instead of zip as in zero zilch nada. Because that's what my brain wants.
Zip file.
I thought the same. I thought of zip code. I'm like, reading that right?
That's the first thing my brain thought when I read it, but then as I was reading it out loud, I was like, oh, I understand. Okay. A writer always arrives exactly when they intend to. That's how that goes, right? I got 309 words. Yay. It has been a few days since I'd actually gotten any words in. That's great. So happy for you. Hannah got 26 pages in to the book that she was reading. It was one of the George R.R. Martin books, and A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. So if anyone knows that series better than I do and can tell me what number book that is of the number of books, so I also don't remember how many he actually published so far. I just know that everyone's waiting on the next one. They'll help give me some context. I haven't read or watched the show. Don't come for me. I'm just taking care of my mental health because there's a lot in that world that is not good for me. Portia, I'm handwriting, so I got another page and a half. Awesome. Jessica saying, guys, I spent that sprint getting child ready for the day and food for both of us, only to drop a bunch of my rice the moment I sat down. Oh no.
Oh man.
I'm so sorry. Kay saying, if you dictated, maybe you could do it faster, meaning about like writing words and things like that. That's true. I can talk very quickly. My brain doesn't work that way, though, when it comes to telling a story. Like, if I'm recounting a story, fine. But my own writing, my brain doesn't work that way. I've tried. Regina's saying, good grief, 50K a day? No way. No freaking way. Sorry, didn't mean to censor you there, Regina. I can't even dictate 10K a day. Jessica Berry is agreeing and saying, heck not. I think that was meant to be heck no, but still gets the point across. My max for 50K is 10 days. 28 words for Jabria went and made a quick breakfast run because a biscuit is more substantial than teeth. That is true. Logan Pylon, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your last name, said hello from Hananya's channel. Hi. K is Canadian, so it's called a postal code. So zip never occurred to her. And then Hananya was saying hi in the chat, her chat to Logan. So let me share the video of how to do the forced room just really quickly. It's going to cover our faces. It's going to mute all of us on screen. So you don't have to worry about that. It's going to be very quick, and then I will pop up the code for the next sprint so that we can get to it. So here we go. Tap the flame icon, turn off deep focus, and turn on plant together. Tap on a darkened section of the screen. Join room and enter the code. Yeah, so the code in question that you need to enter is... Just making sure I already put it. Yep, there we go. So it is 4 November Mike, 5 Zulu Zulu, 7 Sierra Golf. And for that sprint, I ate breakfast and did a little bit of editing. Or not editing, proofreading.
Zara, I thought of you when I was talking with different car insurance people to see if I could go cheaper. They can't go cheaper than what I already got, but either way. And I had to say out the VIN number. Yeah. And I was saying it out phonetically the whole time for each vehicle. And I was like, thank you, Sarah. It was very authentic, so.
I was waiting for you to drop that word, authentic. No, but when you're saying like, oh, I thought of you of cars, and I'm like, you thought of me related to cars in that I don't have one, or like, what is this? So that's funny. Okay, let me see people entering the room. Awesome. I'm going to wait a little bit longer for people to enter the room if they want to. And then we will start our second sprint. Natalie, I feel like in order to get through all 5 sprints, you are going to have to leave early because I don't want to.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I apologize.
It's fine. I'm still being productive. I'm happy. And we're good.
Portia, when I do the phonetic of something, I always do odd words. My maiden name starts with a C, so I would say C as in corpse. There was a live stream I think it was potentially my last live stream before my surgery a week ago. So my surgery was a week ago, to be clear. And Kelly Wright, who is one of the authors that I acquired, but what it is my partner for the Writish podcast, I'd given her admin access on my StreamYard. So sometimes if she's on a stream with me, or in this case, she just was like, hey, I know you have some things running late. Do you want me to just hop on and run the stream for you until you can actually do it yourself, which I can pay up on? She set up the first code and did it herself, and she was telling me that she did random words because she doesn't know the military phonetic alphabet, and I was like, if it got the job done, great. So it was very funny.
Portia's comment.
Yeah, Grayson is saying now I need to listen to Corpse. I didn't see that comment at first. I just saw Portia say, "Are e-girls ruining your life?" And I was like, "Oh, Corpse." So clearly, I haven't watched Corpse's channel in a while. I haven't watched any of the Amigas channel in a while. Yeah, I miss watching all the Among Us videos. Those are fun. Jessica says, because of Google, all my phonetic alphabet is food. Okay, so
that's a good so there's the Rorschach.
Apple, banana, cantaloupe. I already don't know what to do for G.
Dragon fruit.
Oh, dragon fruit. I realized date was a really obvious one that my brain completely blanked on. Yeah, that's funny.
Eggplant.
Farrow.
Sure, I never heard of it.
Farrow. It's a taste that I don't like, but I have certain cousins who love to put it in soup, and I'm like, I don't like the taste.
If we're talking ingredients, my 1F thing I avoid is fennel seed. I don't know why I don't like it. So anytime that something says Italian sausage, I know it's got a fennel seed, and I'm out.
I love that my brain again didn't go for an obvious
fig. Yeah. Okay, so game during the next sprint. Finish out the alphabet chat.
I'd rather you all
and make us all hungry.
But that would be funny.
Yeah. If I had to do phonetics, I'd just do whatever word comes in mind. I'll just try to keep it within the same language, because sometimes the word that comes in mind is in Spanish, and I'm like, yeah, they're not gonna get it. Brain switch.
With my
candy and date see like that, you're being more okay. For some reason, I think my brain was only trying to do like naturally occurring.
Yeah. For me, I was just sitting here thinking of one, I'm hungry, but two, I would end up using like words where the letter that I'm supposed to be choosing is silent in that word. Like, whoops, sorry.
Like you pick gnocchi for G.
Pneumonia, and no, it doesn't go under N.
That's funny. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. don't know if you all can hear the music or video or whatever my mom is watching, so hope that's not too distracting. But I did nothing that sprint except eat and watch a video. What did everyone else do?
I put some toast on the toaster. I'm waiting for it to be done, and I am doing a little bit of research on a place I want my characters to go. And I, sadly, when I live in Virginia, I wasn't able to go because every time I got invited, I was working. So I was like, yeah, let me look at photos and videos.
Oh,
I started, excuse me, I started sketching and inking by hand because I'm stubborn. I don't get this done correctly. So I'm doing it by hand.
wow, Grayson, the commitment.
I decided to do some brainstorming. So I haven't actually gotten another chapter done, but I've done a lot of brainstorming on how to improve the chapters, so I feel pretty good.
That is good.
Oh,
You want me to go next?
sorry. I wasn't paying attention for a second there. Whew, y'all saved me though. So I did all I could with the Phillips head, and I can't find the specific tool. Yeah, I thought it was an Allen wrench. It still could be. Maybe we just don't have the right size out of the 300 Allen wrenches we have. Whatever. Or it might be one of those wrenches where it's like a star almost, where it looks.
Oh
like,
yeah, I've seen those.
yeah, those
Mhm.
are. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know the names. Okay, I just know they exist.
Where you put it?
Hold on, buddy. And then so when that failed, I decided to put the side table back where it was, minus the one shelf I was able to remove. And so that way when my husband has lunch, he at least has something to put there, even though he planned to take this down. I just know he didn't want to do it right when he got home. And I emptied the dishwasher so that I got that going for me. So I did a few like need to do items at least.
That's good.
And I got about 546 words done. So I did meet my 500 word.
Woo. Lauren came in from Hananya's channel, and I'm just gonna quickly find the question where it was, what are we all working on? We all kind of just said the update. However, rapid fire. Christmas romance, working on a map, and now doing it by hand because the virtual software is apparently being a butt. Hananya is revising. Natalie's preparing her house to move because she's moving in. I forgot the number of weeks. My apologies.
3 weeks.
Okay. And then Teresa is drafting from, she has an outline, so she's not pantsing, but she's drafting. And then I am supposed to be proofreading a book, but I'm recovering from surgery. So I'm not forcing myself to work as much as I have in the past. Kay got a few words, but started sending Grayson ideas for the book's map. Yes. Awesome. Eva, I got a page further in this edit after distractions took me away. Still another page. Awesome. Jessica says, I got 168 words because I was helping the little girl. Awesome. And then Portia had a hilarious conversation with Edward, which tells me that 2 people with ADHD and one that doesn't handle caffeine well shouldn't try to make a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't really drink caffeine that often. Sometimes I do if I really need to wake up, but generally yeah.
I honestly cannot focus without it. My head will be everywhere.
See, I'm that way about my ADHD medicine, but if I have caffeine and not my medicine, it does nothing really for me. So it just makes it harder for me to sleep later when I actually need and want to. So I've stopped.
Really?
Yeah, but also I was never like a super caffeinated person. I think if I had started drinking caffeine at a younger age and like made it part of my routine, I would be where almost everyone else is, where it's like, yeah, I need caffeine. And I'm just like, no, I never really got into it. Like it's maybe once a month, if not like every 2 months, where I'm like, I need a cup of black or caffeinated tea in the morning. There was a period where I was drinking this like peach flavored caffeine powder that Kelly Wright told me about. You just put it in water and it was like super delicious, but it had some chemical in it that was like upsetting my stomach, so I had to cut that out of my daily routine. So now I'm back to I don't really do caffeine.
Honestly, that's how I sleep. If I don't have a good couple of cups of coffee, I can't sleep.
Mm. Not a lot of historical. Chandra Arthur writes historical, but I think her main project hasn't been historical for a while, so she doesn't seem like a historical author. Nia, the Vixen of Fiction, also writes historical fantasy, not historical, in addition to fantasy and sci-fi. So she's another one, but again, I don't think she's been working on her historical in a while. And those are the ones I know off the top of my head. And as you can tell,
I will say Margaret Penn like Eva mentioned.
Okay, yeah, I feel bad. I
historical.
know Margaret, but I don't really. I've never really had like I haven't really watched her streams and stuff, so I don't know exactly what her projects are or the genres that she works in. So yes, Margaret as well.
I'm trying to think. Who else?
I feel like there are others, and I just the others I probably just don't know.
Yeah. I know someone is like finished. Oh God, I'm blanking on the name. Let me find it. Recently finished revising a historical, but I don't know if that's the only thing she writes. Let me. What is her name? Meredith Phillips.
Oh yeah, another person who like I know of but don't totally.
I know the current draft she finished revising it is a historical, but I don't know if that's the only thing she writes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I will say I don't know of any AuthorTuber who only writes historical. But then again, you don't know what you don't know. So there could be an AuthorTuber out there who is either silently lurking as we're live or who has found us on replay and is like, wait, I do. If you are, please comment down below.
Please do. Because I am not a historical reader, so I wouldn't be the person to ask for other recommendation. I'm like, I know some people because I talk to them, but that's that.
Oh, Portia, I wish there was some type of AuthorTube event where people could find their genre twins. I always love meeting more poets and nonfiction writers. Well, I feel like we should either do it ourselves or we should ask someone with a much bigger platform like Kate and be like, you want to play matchmaker for us all?
Well, the thing is that a lot of us are genre hopping too.
Yeah.
Like I know like Veronica King and myself.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Veronica King is Kelly Wright's pen name. He's open about it. I'm not outing my author about her identity.
I'll just be honest, my mind blanked, and that was because you showed her book earlier. That was the only name that stuck in my head.
No, that's totally fine.
Which is horrible. Like, she's my friend, but I was like, my mind.
Your mind is in a lot of places. It's okay. I don't think she's gonna say you're no longer her friend, because
actually now I kind of want her to text me, because if the shoe was on the other foot, I would text her and be like, oh, so we don't know each other like that anymore. But that's my personality joking.
Yeah, so a lot of people genre hop. In my own books, because I have self-published 7 books, have kind of genre hopped. 6 of the books, actually, all 7 of the books are romances, and then 6 of the books were within trilogies, but they're all different subgenres of romance. The first 3 were young adult paranormal. The second 3 were new adult sci-fi, and the final 7th one so far was young adult dystopian. But the book that I am very slowly writing whenever I feel inspiration, and normally on the back burner because of the publishing company, is a new adult spy thriller with 0 romance, which Regina, who is one of my alpha readers, was like, what? And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, people might still ship characters together, but it's not a romance. Like, there's a very obvious duo that will get shipped together, but it's not an actual romance. And I'm not saying that I think anything in there's romantic. So, and then I have other stories planned that are not romance at all, and then a lot of them that are, just because I write the stories that come to me.
Yeah.
My brain likes that.
I mean, I'm usually within the fantasy umbrella, and anything between adult and YA, even though I have some middle grade ideas I haven't like written down, so I don't mention that because still not, there's no words in it. But if you really want to pin me down, if you're a Hispanic and you're looking for a community of fellow Hispanic, just hit me up.
Esther's great. Also, she has the tea on everyone, and if you cross her, there will be consequences. So
I do tend to keep receipts. It's something I pick up from the hospitality business. So
she uses her powers for good, though.
She does.
Yeah.
Unless you do evil against her, then I mean.
Yeah, then I was gonna say there are consequences.
Yeah, I usually just do that to protect my friends.
Intentional evil is different than accidental evil.
Yeah, I do that to protect my friends, so
even
I got your back.
Evil, accidental evil. She's like, I have the receipts so that if it becomes a pattern, I know.
Yeah,
there's a pattern, and it's not unrelated cases.
I guess mine could be overarching, like contemporary, but my 2 manuscripts that I finished, one's sci-fi contemporary because it deals with multiverse, and then the other one is a contemporary, but it's a dark women's fiction. So,
yeah.
Ooh.
But also because your sci-fi is like pretty contemporary, it's not like super in the future, and it's not.
No, it's just multiverse, either. Like.
Some people might just call that speculative fiction, which is the umbrella for both sci-fi and fantasy. And people are like, what's that? And I was like, it's an umbrella if you feel like you can't fall into one of the buckets exactly. And then what about dystopian? Well, technically that's a bucket underneath sci-fi because of what it normally means. But people treat it like a separate genre. And does anyone agree in the publishing business on genres? Nope. So...
Well, that just gives me ideas that when I start querying again, I can maybe start, instead of looking for people who like sci-fi, I'll look for also agents who are into speculative fiction.
Yeah. Although I will say that people who say they're into speculative fiction are often normally like highbrow people who are like snooty highbrow people who are like don't want to say that I like sci-fi, and I'm like, just say you like sci-fi, you know. Or people who are like, oh, I don't like upmarket or commercial fiction. I'm like, that's great. Don't
like how would
everyone else don't poo-poo all the people who do, because we're the people who pay your paycheck.
Yeah, I'm curious to know how Princess Bride is categorized, since it's like so many genres rolled into one.
I believe it's fantasy.
That makes sense.
Because even though like there are lots of aspects to it, I do genre fantasy, novel, and romance. So
thanks, internet.
Nowadays people would be like, fantasy, romance, or romantasy? And I'm like, I don't know. Something about the word romantasy makes me be like, ick. It's just something about it's a little too cringy for me.
During Fantasy Writers Week, we actually had a breakdown about romantasy versus fantasy and romance. And they were like, if the main story is literally just the romance, then you say romantasy. If it's adventure and everything else, and then the underlying story is romance, then you say fantasy romance. And I'm like, oh.
No, then you would
come up
say
with a better
romantic
term.
fantasy. Fantasy romance it's a romance with fantasy elements. It's the same as paranormal romance. You always put the main genre second. So they're wrong.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. I do agree with the romantasy part though, where it's like, oh, it's super tied in together. Okay, so another historical fiction author is Parker J. Cole. Apparently, I don't know this person's work. I also don't know this person's gender, which is why I'm avoiding saying one. But
she's a female.
Okay, cool. Because
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
Parker could be any gender's name.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just read her recent historical fiction book, and it was really good.
Okay, thank you for letting me know, Natalie. Let's start our next sprint. Because I do need to proofread, but I also need to listen to some audiobook files. So okay, banner. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Sorry, I was just talking to my mom. We lost Grayson because the storm hit him sooner than expected, so his internet went out. But luckily, he said he's going to sleep now. So, the friend side of me is like, yes. The hosting side of me is like, oh, we lost Grayson. But I'm just happy he's going to be sleeping. So, my voice cracked there for a moment. That was not intended. How did everyone do?
I ate breakfast and added 161 words.
Nice. I got through half of chapter 16. 14. Lost count there for a second. But I feel like I need to rethink everything again. But it's fine. It's fine. I finally thought I had like worked through an issue, and now I'm like reconsidering all of it. But it's fine. I'll get through this.
Are you writing down your ideas, or are you like, okay?
Yeah, so I had initially had like this whole scene of events. Now that I'm running through the revision, I was like, okay, what if this changes, which affects everything that comes before and everything that comes after, obviously. And now I'm like rethinking that change because I'm like, well, don't necessarily want to lose this. So I'm rethinking it all, but it's fine. I'll work it out at some point.
Sorry, I had to put him back in my lap. So other than bonding time, there is a moment at the beginning of the sprint where Spencer actually kissed my cheek, and I'm like, oh, you never do that. This was great. Thank you. And he's like, there. So what I ended up doing in preparation for editing flashes with Chandra this afternoon, I went ahead and started watching some of my older videos. Because all my flash fiction videos that I did over the past year, I have always list like my overall feedback. I list a least favorite line and then a favorite line in the story, which actually I realized a lot of the favorite lines, I'm like, I'm better than I think I am. I'm doing good. What's really interesting is that I still agree with myself that that was a good line. So it'd be interesting if I come across where I'm like, oh, sweet summer child, that was not a good line. Why did you say it was? I haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, that's I'm just nice. Watching those to get in the mindset of like where I was with these flashes and what already I was thinking I need to fix, even though, let's face it, I'm going to edit everything.
Oh, I got about 507 words. So.
Ooh.
I'm still sticking around around the 500 word count, but it's going good though. It's going very well.
Good. I listened to how many? I listened to multiple of the audiobook tracks. I don't remember how many I got through. Because for the Legionnaire, there are going to be 2 narrators. So the person who's actually sending me each little bit arguably has less to do in the overall book than the other person. So some of the files are like very short because it's just dialogue, and other ones are like multiple minutes because it's the POV for the chapter. So it was good. La Purvis came in. Hello. Happy Sunday, y'all. Yes. Hello. Eva got a page of research done for another project. Awesome. Jessica Berry got 171 words and research. Sure, I thought that was going to be a sneeze and it turned into a yawn. Hannah says, the book I'm reading is a collection of 3 novellas set about a century before Game of Thrones. And I just finished the second. Okay. That makes more sense. Portia says, I wrote a few more pages and I'm putting stuff in Notion. I love Notion so much. Jessica was saying, you know what, I love giving myself a point of reference for unique styles and architecture by mixing different places from our world and using those elements. For instance, the Autumn Court in the series uses elements mixing Ukrainian and Mexican styles. That sounds cool. The Summer Court was Chinese and Arabian. Okay. Spring is Irish and French. Historically, I'm sure they have problems with that, but it sounds cool for fiction. And winter is South African and Russian. I've been to South Africa. I want to go back. That's cool. That's cool. I like those combos. I like that you're not. If I get canceled for this, fine. I said it with my full chest, as Kelly likes to say. I like that you didn't just fictionalize like one monolith into a country and just slap it with a fictional name. I'm looking at you, Shadow and Bone, naming your Asian country Shuhan. And just Ravka is Russia, and Fyodor is basically all of the Scandinavian countries. Without yes, there are cultures for each of them that are specific to the world, but if you look at it, you're just like, especially in season 2, when the behind the scenes people are like, oh yeah, we didn't want to make Shuhan a monolith of Asia. And then you know what they did? They made Shuhan a monolith of Asia. And I'm like, great. So you knew what the trap was, and then you still walked into it. Does that make it better or worse?
To me, it makes it worse. So
that's what I think too.
It's like you know the pitfall. You label it, recognize it, and literally jump into it. It's
I think
we cannot save you or pat you on the back anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, it was accidental. You knew that this could be a problem, and then you did it anyway.
Yeah.
I have so many feelings about season 2. That's not the place for this. But I just wanted to say that I like that you're actually mixing things from the real world to create something new, and not just I'm going to slap a new name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also like that they necessarily didn't put seasons with specific skin color, because that can be very problematic too.
Yeah, I will Chinese and Arabian being summer makes sense from the real world because they're very hot places. They get really hot. I went to China when I was 10 years old in the summer because it was summer vacation. It was the longest period of time that my mom and I could go and actually enjoy and deal with the jet lag, so we could actually enjoy our trip. It was so
and also
hot.
cultural wise, they have so many things happening during the summer season that they can pull and get inspired from, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Russia for winter makes sense. South Africa is an interesting choice for winter. And then spring is Irish and French, and it's I could have seen them really for any season. And then the Autumn Court is Ukrainian and Mexican, which
is interesting too.
I don't know if I necessarily would have said either of those were definitely fall, but also cool.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I could say about Mexican is that I wouldn't have made it winter. I don't think people would have been happy. I'm also taking certain things I recognize and putting them there too. So the Summer Court has a giant fair that is insane because it's mixing a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I feel like any culture's fair or parade or whatever is wild.
Yeah.
And
it makes sense that during the summer a lot of people will be outside and wanting to do things outside. So having a giant fair makes sense.
I saw don't know what the name. I can't remember the name of the ceremony, but I think it was in India. I saw a thing on Instagram Reels that was talking about this giant like flower festival that they host for dogs, but as like the man's best friend or whatever. But they use these certain flowers and plants that pollute the water. So it's like a really sweet thing, but also a really bad thing. And I just want more of that in world building. Like I want there to be unintended consequences for things.
Yeah.
I want things to be messy.
Like you're trying to do a really good thing, but you may not have done enough research and like are shooting yourself on the hiding with it too.
I think it was something about like they're dyeing the flowers with a certain chemical, like in the water or something, or I don't remember what it was, but it was something like, yikes.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm also a man's best friend. I love my dog. I love Riley. She knows it too, the little spoiled brat. But polluting a water source is like, I think it's a less stupid reason to pollute a water source than those people who, in a town that was experiencing a drought, polluted an entire waterfall blue for their gender reveal party. That was like
cray.
That was just like, you're kidding. Definitively stupid for Faye, like sailing on a salty sea. Okay, so they're sorry. I'm saying this about the world building, not the author who is a bad person. So they're the like Gryffindors who are like sometimes so brave they're dumb. Summer Court. That's what I'm hearing. Yes. I mean, we could have also said Dauntless, but not as many. I feel like not as many people really attach themselves to the Divergent series, and that's fine. The third one is where, it fell apart. No. Not just because of the thing that made everyone mad, but also like the world building. You're like, none of this was built out beforehand, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Yeah. I don't remember if I read the books. I think I saw one of the movies and that was it. And I was like, eh.
The first movie was a pretty good adaptation. The second movie went really weird with the CGI, and I was like, I feel like you're losing the story. And then the third movie technically came out, but I don't think it had like a wide theater release because attention was already waning.
I think it was straight up DVD.
It might have been. And I was just like, because even when they had announced that they were going to make the third book into 2 movies, I was like, I thought it was dumb when Hunger Games did it, and I thought it was dumb when Twilight did it, and I also thought it was dumb when Harry Potter did it, and all the other series did it because the 7th Harry Potter book did it. And it's like, were there ways that they could have split the 7th Harry Potter movie into 2 interesting movies? Yes, but do you know what they did instead? Camping and then the Battle of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
I do think Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2 had a better split. Like there was still a balance of stuff happening in each movies. And there was stuff happening in both of the Breaking Dawn movies. So like I just think it was done. They were trying to get my money twice.
Yeah, I was like a lot of people is like, oh, people are not gonna sit through a 4-hour movie. I'm like, if they realize they can rather pay just one time for a 4-hour movie instead of 2 times for like a 3.5 movie divided in 2, then people will sit. Like,
Also, the people
a lot
who
of the
really
people
wanted-
watching this,
also
a lot of the people
who
who watch this already sat down for like the Lord of the Ring movies and their Star Wars movies,
Also, you're
and they
only
binge
doing
one
this-
series. Like,
You're only
what are
doing
you
this
talking
with the
about?
last book of a series adaptation. So
Yeah.
they've already sat through the other stuff, which means they're invested. They will pay. Anyway, we're not getting into that. It's just,
I was like, this is just a money grab, 100% money grab.
I could go on a whole rant about Wicked the musical, the movie, but I won't. I love John
I don't
M.
think
Chu
I've
as a
seen it.
director. Oh, it hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be 2 movies.
Oh,
I think it's done because they're adapting the
wow.
musical. Which, yes, does it have a 15-minute intermission? Yes, it does. But did you need that for the movie? No. And they're
No.
reintroducing characters from the book that like were completely written out of the musical.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
Well, at least that shows some differences because when books are adapted to movies, there's certain differences and.
but the thing is that you're 3 removed from this. So Wicked the musical, the movie, is adapting the musical, which adapted the book, which was already an alternate universe adaptation of The Wizard of Oz. And, you know, when Hairspray or Mamma Mia are adapted, I just want to see the movie version of the musical. I don't need you to like add in depth that wasn't there before. Like, I'm going for a movie musical. Like, I don't
I was fine the way they did Hamilton because I wasn't one of the people that was able to see it live. So,
but that's a pro shot. So when people like the fact that they called it Hamilton the film bothered me because I'm like, it's not the same. And they did a pro shot of Waitress the musical, and they're showing it at, is it Sundance Film Festival or Tribeca Film Festival, whichever one's coming up. They're doing that, and people are like, "Oh, Waitress the musical, the movie," and I was like, they adapted it, or like they
just shot it
on stage, and the
answer
was they filmed it on stage. I was like, that's great, and if it's a pro shot like they did with Hamilton, that's awesome, but they're not the same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I will say it kind of takes away. Like, so one of my favorite plays, never saw it live, but I saw the movie adaptation, actual movie adaptation of it, is Noises Off, where the act 2 is an entire, like, nonverbal of the characters that you see. And it's a very intricate choreography of them trying to keep alcohol away from this one character who's an alcoholic, and then like mixing up like couples and think people are cheating with each other, all while trying to put a play on in the front of the house, which is actually now backstage because they flipped it around. Whereas in a movie, I will admit, you get that part taken away because you got different camera angles and TV angles. So it's not as one fell like action as if you were watching it as a play, which is usually one of the biggest critiques of it becoming a movie. But honestly, I still love it.
I feel like you could have done that as a one shot, though.
Oh yeah, that would have been
to look like a one shot if you're not actually doing a real one shot. Because what was it? 1917. Dunkirk. There we go. I was like, it wasn't 1917. It was the other war movie that came out the same year, where they edited things to make it look like a one shot. Versus there are some really cool stunts in Shadow and Bone season 2 where it actually is a one shot because the guy's an actual real martial artist and he could just do it. So
that makes me think of I think it was Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, where he had to catch everything on the tray.
And they did like over 100 takes because the only thing that was actually held down was like they had stuck the tray to his hand, but everything else was real.
Yeah.
Dedication.
They didn't have to go that hard, but they did. Can someone remind me, is what we're about to do our 4th sprint or our 5th sprint? Because I want to make sure I do the
I think it's the 4th.
Okay, that's what I thought, but then I was like, what if I'm wrong? Okay. So in 3, 2, 1. Oh, nope. The 4 staff is only 10 minutes. My finger accidentally moved it to 10 instead of 20. The sprint is 20 minutes long. But you get your phone use back 10 minutes later. How did everyone do?
I finished a scene and started another one. So I got 186 words. It's always very slow for me when I'm ending a scene and starting another one.
Still good progress though.
Yeah.
So on my end, I finished getting through chapter 14, and I'm now reading through chapter 15, and I've almost finished that read through as well. So making progress.
Awesome.
I decided to be semi-productive, so I ended up, how many pages? I'm critiquing a friend's work as an alpha reader, and I got through 6 pages. I feel like I was going faster than that. But Spencer was also being Spencer. And he keeps on asking me, can we go upstairs? I'm like, no, I don't. I'm not taking my computer on the road. So, yeah, I'm at least doing that before I start doing Flash with Chandra. So
That's good.
Well, I only got 460 words this time instead of
you're
my
still
500.
killing it. Listen, just because you don't
Yeah.
go over 500, you've been
Also,
great
you
with it.
really, I feel like between you overshooting the other 2 sprints above 500, like that gets you over 500 this time.
Your average per sprint is definitely over 500.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
love that you said only, as
I
if
know.
like that
I'm
is not
like,
impressive
Yeah.
enough.
Excuse me. That's a good writing day.
We don't do only
It's
here.
been a good running day.
Take your only
Okay.
and throw it out. It's a weak word. And
All
it
right, I'm throwing it
diminishes
out.
its accomplishments.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a good writing day today.
Yay!
I've gotten
I'm
a
glad
lot
to hear
more
that.
done today than I did yesterday. So it's been a good day.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad to be part of it as well. Revise 1 page and good morning all. Hello. We have 1 more sprint to go. So you did not miss everything, and I'm glad for you to be here. 100 words, but I have to stop now because little girl has decided to be crabby. Happy writing, everyone. Bye, Jessica.
Bye.
She had said that the summer court does like a lot of other stupid stuff, so while surrounded by things that try to unalive them. So yes, they're very brave but dumb. That was from an earlier conversation. 482 words for the day so far. That's awesome. I'm not going to math that out and figure out like how much that was for the specific sprint, but awesome. Musical Maggie is here. Hi. 8 breakfast, so let's call it a self-care sprint. Yes, absolutely. Kelly / Veronica King dropped in but has a migraine, so probably already gone. Love you, Kelly. I will probably text you later to make sure that you're okay. So as a fellow migraine sufferer, that sucks. Some conversation about cold coffee or iced coffee, or I don't know, but as someone who doesn't drink coffee, over my head.
Yeah, it's just like, do you prefer warm or cold coffee? I can drink either. So
Okay.
some people don't like cold coffee. So.
I don't think I know
No.
anyone who likes drinking cold coffee. I know people who like drinking iced coffee and hot coffee.
Yeah.
But like if it's become cold because it was left out, I don't think I know anyone who likes that.
No. I'm a hot coffee person all the way.
I don't drink coffee. I drink tea, so I like hot tea.
In more ways than one.
Yeah.
I like I will drink iced tea, but when I'm doing it myself, it's almost always hot. But then sometimes I get distracted and then it'll be cold. And my mom will be like, you still want to drink that? I was like, well, I drink it for the flavor, and the flavor hasn't changed. So I'm going to grab a few ice cubes, make it really cold, and then I'll drink it. finding the tree for the final sprint. Natalie, would you like to do your outro since you got a dip in 11 minutes and we will
Yeah, I
in
can
the
go
middle
ahead
of
and
the
do it.
sprint or still chatting or something that happens?
I'm Natalie Locke. Links are down below. My website, natalielockbooks.com, has a few of my flash fictions on there. I have a minion behind me. He's watching Bluey in case you can hear any talking in the background. I also have a Ko-fi, coffee button, whatever it is.
Ko-fi rhymes with no fee. They
Yeah.
really did themselves in by making the logo a coffee cup.
Yeah. But I even saw they did a post on that.
They did. Like, no, and I shared the post because I told them I'm an ambassador for them. So I told them, I was like, I love your website so much, but like no one knows how to say it correctly because it's not like on the first page of the website.
So, what else? But yeah, I'll be on Chandra's channel later today if y'all want to come over. And it's the quote was like 10K day, or for me it's 10 flashes today, hopefully, but we'll see what ends up happening. I know Chandra texts me. He has my phone, and so he can't read, but he recognizes people's names enough. So I guess it is reading like the sight words, but sight words are sight names because he knows Grandma, he knows me, he knows Alex. So, and Chandra.
Wait, you're going to be on Chandra's channel? Because I don't see it scheduled.
Yeah, I know we're on Chandra's channel. I wonder if it's Twitch. Oh my goodness, now I'm curious, but I don't want to say
it's not on YouTube. It's not scheduled as a live on YouTube.
Yeah, it exists. Okay, yes, they see Bluey. Let's not give rights issues or anything right here. But yeah, that's me, and that's my minion.
Okay, Natalie, in the private chat, if you could grab Chandra's Twitch for me so I can pop it in the chat. Or do you have a wrench on this channel? I don't remember.
I do.
Okay, great. You can pop it in the chat so people can find you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll figure out where it is once I sign out and go
Esther's got it on lock.
Killing it.
Look at that.
I don't remember where we're posting this. I know it's supposed to be on Chandra's.
On mine.
Yeah. So, all right.
Okay. Thank you, Natalie. If you want to dip now, you can. So you have a little break. Okay, let me share the final forest room code. 5 Bravo Sierra, Juliet Victor, Sierra Hotel, Sierra Golf. The SHSG stands for multiple people in my family, like as their initials, that I almost said their names and I was like, nope. Because SH applies to 3. Well, okay, I'll say 3 living people. And those 3 living people were named after 3 dead people because that's the Jewish tradition. So it at minimum applies to 6 people in my family. And then the SG applies to 2. Nope, more than that. 3 people, I think. I might have miscounted.
Can I get that code again?
Yes, I realized I forgot to actually click it and put it up on screen, so my bad.
Don't worry.
Also, Natalie said that everything is linked down below. That is false. Her YouTube channel is linked down below, and then I had her website as a ticker up on screen. But if you are watching on the Inimitable Books YouTube channel, then her YouTube channel is linked down below. If you're watching on Hananya's channel, first of all, thank you again. I feel like I haven't reached out and said that to Hananya's audience in a while since the beginning of the stream, but thank you for being here. When people say link down in the description down below, most of the time we are describing the Inimitable Books YouTube channel version of the video. So okay. I wrote it, by the way, for that last print, I wrote an email to the audiobook narrator.
Oh. Nice.
Okay. Let's just do our final spray. Yes? Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Final spray. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How did everyone do?
I got 263 words.
Nice. I finished the chapter 15 I was getting through, so doing good.
Oop, you're on mute, Teresa.
There it is. I got 475 words this time.
Awesome. I don't want to hear
doing-
just or only. You got
Oh, that's right.
425.
I got 475
Good.
words.
Yay!
Nice.
I did nothing that sprint. Like literally nothing. Didn't watch a video, didn't eat anything. I just relaxed and it was nice. And
That's good.
Emma came in and booped the like button. Having a belated Mother's Day, cooking and watching Oh my god, did I miss Mother's Day? I probably missed Mother's Day.
It's at a different time in the UK. Don't
She's
worry
in
about
the
it.
UK.
Okay. I was like, did I miss Mother's Day because of my surgery? And I was like, I don't think
No,
so. And
no.
that put so much fear into me. Oh, your comment was right there. Wow. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. Regina, they are actually on YouTube. Natalie came in and put the link in the chat. Awesome, Maggie. Painted nails. What color? I'm curious. Finished a chapter of an old work in progress because I've been feeling stuck with my Camp Nano project. You know what? That's still awesome. Regina is in awe of you, Teresa.
Aww.
1.5 page revised. All of us freaking out about the Mother's Day. I'm glad it wasn't just me. Yeah. I think I have had this conversation before, though, with Jessie Elliott, who's another AuthorTuber, where she had said something about Mother's Day, and I was like, wait, what? And she was like, oh, it's a different month in Canada than it is in the United States as well. And I was like, you can't do that to me. So. Ooh, exciting. Like, are you doing black with like the gold constellation on it, kind of connecting them? Or are you doing like some fingers are fully black and some fingers are fully gold? It's a little bit, I feel like it'd be a little bit hard to do the 7 parts of the constellation for Freckles because there are 7, right? There are 7 and only 5 fingers, but you know, he'd get it. Okay, let's do outros. So Esther, remind everyone who you are and why you're awesome.
Hi, I'm Esther Marie Andujar. I am a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid author. I am also the author of Marina the Vampire, which is a serialized paranormal romance through Kindle Vella and Coffee. I have a YouTube channel with the same name. I post whenever, so if you like very ranty, crazy shenanigans on writing blogs, check out my channel. I'm also the co-host of the Writers Room spin-off, the Romance Writers Room. There's not going to be one in April because me and my co-hosts are very busy. April has been killing us, but we will be back on May. So if you have any romance books that you want to get critiquing or workshop or any romance subplot, you can find me almost anywhere. I am chronically online, so I'm very available.
I love that. Hi, Hananya is the name right there. I am 1/3 of the 3 Writing Amigas podcast, as is also right here. I am also working on multiple projects always, but I'm currently working on a historical romance book. My short story that I wrote is going to be published on the 6th of June in a collection, so that's going to be very cool. And you can find me either online, but yeah, I post videos twice a week on YouTube, so there you go.
Hey. And hi, everybody. I'm Teresa Beasley. I write under the pen name T.A. Beasley. I am a thriller author. I'm currently working on a YA thriller. And I'm also a podcaster at A Reader's Book Corner, where I support indie books and indie authors through reviews and book discussions. It is on Spotify, iTunes, and a couple of other channels. And my handles are on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Arthur T.A. Beasley. Oh, and my website is tabeasley.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm sure she'll probably have that linked below. And currently I have an adult thriller out, and I have 2 young adult contemporary mysteries.
I am just checking that I linked your website. I might not have, and I will fix that once we get off of live if I haven't already. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the founder of Inimitable Books, LLC, a small publishing company dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without pigeonholing authors into writing about their trauma. Our first title, The Legionnaire by Samantha Tronfeld, is coming out October 3rd of this year.
Yay!
And our second title, Down the Well, is coming out December 5th of this year. Both of these are on Goodreads as well as Book Hype. And they're also both on the Storygraph, but I'm unable to really edit that page, and most of the information is missing from there. So if you're on the Storygraph, you can technically add it there, but it's not the most up-to-date. So yeah, our website, inimitablebooks.com, is where a lot of things are. And then we're on Instagram as Inimitable Books LLC, and our Ko-fi page, where if you would like to donate any amount of money, always welcome, is down below, ko-fi.com/Inimitable Books LLC. However, at the end of this month / at the start of the next month, we will be doing a fundraiser. The dates haven't been fully set, but there will be an anonymous donor matching donations that come in during the set time frame. So if you are considering donating, maybe wait a week or 2 so that your money can get doubled and help a small burgeoning publishing company. So thank you to everyone who is here, especially if you were here for the whole thing. And I will be streaming again on, I believe it's Tuesday. I don't remember off the top of my head, unless something comes up with how I'm recovering from surgery and I have to cancel. But thank you for being here, and I will see you all at another stream very soon. Bye.
Bye.